On to the bottom of the sixth. It is Brooklyn 1, Hudson Valley nothing. Dakota Hawkins, after getting the last out in the fifth inning on one pitch, will start this sixth inning. And it's the left-handed hitter, Josh Moylan, set to go against Hawkins. Renegades trying to crack the scoreboard. Slow breaking ball from Hawkins at 70 miles an hour. Tiling it back right there. Almost an eephus pitch. Another slow one at 70 miles an hour. Now 2-0 on Moylan. Big curveball.
See if he's got 3 in a row in him.
The magic number 3. Just a fastball, and it's lined into right field for a base hit. A smash for Josh Moylan, 104 off the bat. And that's the 5th hit for Hudson Valley. Moylan on base for the second time tonight.
Josh Moylan, such a good fastball hitter, right on time after those 2 slow breaking balls to start the at-bat. Ripped it into right center. Well-struck ball for Josh, 104 off the bat.
Here is Camden Troyer, already with his first pro hit tonight. It was a double to lead off the 4th inning. 12th round pick of the Yankees this year, out of Liberty University. Grew up in Greenville, South Carolina, and started his college career at Clemson, just down the road from home. And then really made his career the last 3 seasons at Liberty, was a star there. One, swing and a miss, 1-2. Of course, Liberty has been a dominant force in football in Conference USA a number of years now. See there, Tyrone Yulee getting warmed up for the Renegades. Now 2-2 on Troyer.
And they've had a pretty good baseball program now for more than a decade, really. They just kind of consistently, they've moved conferences a few times. Sun Belt, A-Sun, Conference USA now. But they've been pretty good in sports.
2-2, high in the air. Right field, Treffler towards the line, makes the grab. And that's the first out here in the bottom of the 6th. Looking for your dream home? Take out a mortgage with Heritage Financial Credit Union and get a credit of up to $1,000 towards your appraisal fee at closing. HFCU is federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Opportunity. So now Burnett. Takes low for ball 1. Mentioned his decorated collegiate career. First team All-American last year at Georgia. Hit 20 home runs, drove in 66 runs. Hit 289 with a 445 on base percentage. Now 2-0. First team All-Big South in a couple of years at UNC Asheville. Just hit for power everywhere he went. Now 3-0. Those power numbers fit in really nicely with what the Renegades have been doing over the last few weeks. 26 home runs in their last 28 games since the beginning of July. And a 4-pitch walk to Robbie Burnett. The Renegades have a little rally going here. First and second, only 1 out. Connor McGinnis coming up. They've had runners on, just haven't been able to convert so far.
And some of that is just the growing pains, the marks of a young team. So many guys freshly into their professional careers. And look, I know a lot of these guys, they played high-level college, you know. Core Jackson in the Pac-12 and then the Big Ten. Robbie Burnett in Conference USA again for Liberty, a team that competes nationally every year. Or rather, Camden Troy, Robbie Burnett at Georgia, down to the SEC. But it is still a step up. It's a different animal when you get into pro ball at any level.
Now Connor McGinnis takes a strike.
Because, just to use the SEC, for example, probably the best college baseball conference, very high level, the best SEC staffs, you've got 10 guys who go on to pro ball in any given year. The Renegades have 15 guys who went on to pro ball. The Cyclones have 16. It's everyone is that good. And it's tough. You got guys dedicated to this day in, day out, not dealing with class and whatever else anymore.
Separates the good from the great. Chop foul up the first baseline. 1-2 on Connor McGinnis.
And that's really what makes it so much more impressive when you get a guy like, say Paul Skeens with the Pittsburgh Pirates, who was drafted, rocketed through the minor leagues, and immediately in the big leagues had the success that he has been having over these last season and a half. And that's just how good he is.
Line drive right to the second baseman. Vargas back to first, not in time. Burnett able to scramble back. 2 out in the inning, and now John Cristino, the batter.
That's a good job by Robbie Burnett. After he was starting to go on contact, realized it was a line drive right at an infielder, and worked his way back.
Can be a tough situation when you're off of first base, building your lead, and then the ball comes right to the second baseman behind you. But Burnett keeps the inning alive for Cristino. First pitch from Hawkins. Grounded foul up the third base line. John Cristino with a couple of years in independent league baseball. He was a power hitter across his time in the Frontier League, the Atlantic League. Now 0-2, and again, just a guy, like I said, who was so happy to be here. The journey for him just to be in affiliated baseball in the Yankees organization is something that means a lot to him. And it can really rub off on guys who are drafted and go right into the org with those high expectations. 1-2. Talk with a number of guys about just trying to focus on being appreciative of playing baseball for a living and that being your job. It's a special thing that not a lot of people get to do. Cristino understands that in particular. Renegades trying to tie this game up or take the lead. 2-2 the count on the catcher Cristino. The pitch from Hawkins, low and outside. 3-2 now. Cristino trying to reach for Dylan Lewis, who already has 2 grand slams this year. Almost had a third yesterday. A 3-2. High and inside for ball 4. Cristino does indeed reach in front of Dylan Lewis. And the bases are loaded with 2 out in the inning.
Well, Dylan Lewis, much like me, a guy who's enjoyed some salamis this year. All set up for potentially one here. But, I mean, even in this case, 2-hit game for Lewis already. If he gets a third, it at least ties the game, if not puts the Renegades in front. Haven't really seen Robbie Burnett run yet, so don't know too much of the speed there. fastball with 2 outs, running on contact gives him a good shot. And man, Lewis he's had a knack for some big spots. You know, last night came up just a little shy of a game-tying grand slam late. And now tonight, trailing in the 6th. Kyle Carr's been great, but the offense hasn't been able to get going. An opportunity for Delu to come through here.
The home run power for Lewis has just been so impressive. His exit velocity numbers off the charts. Hit a home run onto the roof of the WMC Health Club Lounge here earlier this year. Over 112 miles an hour off the bat. Takes outside for ball 1. When he gets a hold of one, it is a pleasure to watch. Gets out of the ballpark quickly. One-0 from Hawkins. That's strike 1. This Brooklyn Cyclones team already clinched a playoff berth with their first half title in the South Atlantic League North Division. Renegades trying to face them in the playoffs. Line drive, base hit, right center field. Moylan in to score. Burnett around third, he's in to score. Into second base, and now heading for third is Dylan Lewis. Cristino comes home, and Dylan Lewis clears the bases. Hudson Valley with a 3-1 lead.
Well, there you go, Dylan Lewis showing off the speed. We've talked about the power. How about that, rounding the bases and getting to third in short order. The throw was coming in, trying to get Lewis at third base for the out rather than trying to get John Cristino at the plate. It ended up hitting base umpire John Reed, and so they had no play at third. Lewis got there easily after it got away from Vargas. You see there, hits John Reed. Oh my goodness, what a play.
Like I mentioned, Dylan Lewis comes through in the big moments. He does so there. Line drive down the right field line. A fair ball. Lewis in to score. Juan Matthews pulls into second with his first high A hits. A 4-run 6th inning for Hudson Valley as they jump on Dakota Hawkins.
And we talked about it for Matthews. The double numbers down in Tampa this year was among the Florida State League leaders when he was promoted yesterday. He picks up his first double in high A this season. Good ball driven right down the line and brings it a run. Now 4-1 Renegades. Just a real good piece of hitting there for Juan Matthews. 100 off the bat. A lot of hard hit balls in this inning.
Angel Udania, the batter. 2-out rally for the Gades. Popped up. Foul ground, third base side. The catcher, Hernandez, makes the grab in front of the Renegades dugout. But the damage done. The Renegades with 4 runs, a 3-run triple by Dylan Lewis. RBI double by Juan Matthews. On to the 7th. You're watching the Renegades Baseball Network on Yes.